All right, friends, we're going to do a brand new video on a different type of influencer. His name is Lobeliner, you know, the guy from Tiger Fitness. That's right. Gonna do a reaction video to this gym lifting, recruiting, fitness gear slave himself, Lobeliner, Tiger Fitness. So Tiger Fitness says, is the vegan muscle myth dead? A shocking new study reveals the truth. Yeah, I don't trust any of these fake studies, but okay.
What's up, everyone? Mark Lobeliner, TigerFitness.com. Vegans, man, you guys have it on hard mode. It is really hard to gain muscle as a vegan, and
Really hard to gain muscle as a vegan? Man, veganism is deficient in many nutrients, and somewhat you could say proteins, some deficiency in proteins, and it's deficient in nutrients. So I don't know how. I don't know. I can't see it happening. It's not working unless they take steroids and fake it. They could fake it.
data is now showing us why.
Here's another thing in the data. It's also associated with negative nitrogen balance. They never get enough protein. So there's not enough nitrogen coming in as opposed to nitrogen going out. So fake.
And the bottom line is total quantity of protein matters, but
And here's another question. The question is this. Are they actually building muscle, though? Are they damaging to build muscle? That's another question. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
quality of the protein matters as well.
Yeah.
So you've been told, right? We saw the movie Game Changers. Vegans can gain muscle just as easily, just as well as non-vegans. Well, not really.
Not really. That's not true.
A new study just dropped, and it kind of turns that idea right on its head. If you're plant-based or even considering this,
Yeah.
let's watch this video. But before we go on,
More propaganda by the government so people can eat bugs and plants. Okay.
be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on notification bell, and go to TigerFitness.com. That's TigerFitness.com. 10% off everything on the site. Coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, MAHA gets 10% off the entire site. So we're diving into a controversial topic. Now, back in the 2010s, everybody was going...
Why is it controversial? Veganism isn't associated with health. Everybody knows that. It's associated with... Their cult is associated with not slaughtering animals, not slaughtering or eating animals. Well, not eating them because if you don't slaughter them, you can't eat them. It's basically about not killing animals. It's not about health.
vegan, man. That Game Changers movie turned everybody on that. In fact, I had death threats from vegan.
I don't understand Game Changers. What was Game Changers about? They were trying to tell you that these slaves ate, they fed them the slave food diet. Back in Rome, these gladiators, they ate slave food diet. So that's supposed to, what's that supposed to do? Huh. Were you there? Were people there? These so-called game changers, were they there? Did they know what happened? Do they know how they suffered? They don't know anything. Everybody knows that the slaves ate the slave food diet, and the rich, they ate meat, okay? The rich ate the meat, and the slaves ate the slave food diet and died early.
For simply eating meat on camera. I'm not even playing. It's controversial. But can you actually build muscle?
Yeah, because you go against their cult. Of course they want to give you, of course they gave you death threats because you're going against their cult, dude. What do you expect?
To be on a vegan diet? The answer is yes. My buddy, Barbarian Hawk, he is a vegan natural bodybuilder. Natural. Dude dominates at natural shows and almost got his pro card in the IFBB. In fact, I think
veganism it's not a diet, man. It's a cult. It's not nothing. Has nothing to do with humans. Humans are carnivores. That's not a diet. You being a carnivore is not a diet. That's ridiculous.
he will get his pro card in the next couple years. Okay, this guy's awesome. So
he's gonna get his pro card as a natural vegan. What? Okay, whatever, man. Look, I know these people. They're lying. They're cheating because they're They're doing dairy products. They're doing animal dairy products to sustain them. But eventually they still give into it.
It can be done, but this dude does everything right.
No, it cannot be done because it's deficient in nutrients. It cannot be done, okay?
So can you build muscle on this diet?
No, you can't because you're in negative nitrogen balance, okay? Negative nitrogen balance, and you're deficient in nutrients.
It's all about the amino acids. So let's go on to it. This study was...
Oh yeah, that's not all just about the amino acids, but yeah, it's really hard to absorb them, and some are missing, man. Oh, there's some that have the 9 essentials, like brewer's yeast. It could help, but I've never done brewer's yeast without eating meat. Like I've never let me see how I'll live on a plant diet. You know what I mean? But I have watched the compilation, the vegan compilation, and it's not worked for any of them. That's why they have the compilations out. It shows you they're suffering from some kind of scurvy.
Just published, okay? 193 vegans were analyzed, and not only how much protein they ate, but also whether they were hitting the amino acid targets. They're essential amino acid targets. Now, essential amino acids, there are 9 of them. Of those 9, 3 of those essential amino acids are the branched chain amino acids: leucine, isoleucine, and valine. So 75% of those participants
And methionine, they're missing that too.
hit their recommended protein intake, which is pretty low. I'm sure they're not...
Yeah, but there's 3 of them they're really not getting. There's 3. I can't remember which one they are. I think it's lysine, leucine, and methionine or something like that. There's 3 that is very difficult for them to get. I don't know. They're still getting them, but they're kind of yes, they're kind of not. I don't know. Nah, it's not like they're eating brewer's yeast, these vegans. I don't even know if they know about it. Well, some do, right? Nutritional yeast, whatever. They try.
Going by the ISSN gram per pound.
I think that it's not high enough. It's not high enough as meat. I don't know.
Pretty low. I'm sure they're not going by the ISSN gram per pound, but less than half of them met their targets for key amino acids like lysine and leucine. Now, leucine is the anabolic trigger, you might call it. So by not hitting leucine especially, you're not in a good place, right? And that's what separates the amino acid profile of a whey and a plant protein. Mainly is the leucine. I'll include the isoleucine and valine as well in there. Okay, so here's the thing, that's the muscle growth and repair. Those are huge for that. So leucine
they are.
Is the trigger for MPS. And it's that switch that flips the muscle building process on. Without enough of it, your body doesn't grow optimally, no matter how many grams of protein you're hitting. You need that leucine. You need complete amino acids. So here's why it matters. You know, eggs, beef, chicken, whey. Those are complete amino acid profiles, complete proteins. They contain all the amino acids in the right ratios to help you build muscle. Most plant proteins aren't. Tofu, all that stuff. What was that stuff called, man? What was that? Satan? Whatever. It tastes like Satan. Tastes like Satan made it, but I think it's called seitan. So bottom line is... They're low in things like lysine, leucine, methionine. That means your body can't use them as efficiently for muscle building, growth, and repair. So that doesn't mean you can't build muscle as a vegan, but like my man, Barbarian Hawk.
What do you mean that he did? What do you mean that you can't? The only way they're going to get anything is faking it by taking steroids. It's kind of obvious. They show them on YouTube all the time, these influencers. They say they're vegans. They're on steroids.
It's not his real name. I know his real name, but he gets mad when I say I call him his real name. I'm like his mother at this point. Look, the bottom line is you have to be strategic. So if you're plant-based, here's what you do. Combine complementary protein like rice and beans, or brown rice and pea, or rice and pea. That's a good blend, okay?
Yeah, that's it. Just eat a lot of sugar. Yeah, okay.
Consider supplementations. Okay, so if you get amino acids like ambrosia hydroglyph, MTS nutrient machine fuel, those are vegan BCAAs. They're fermented BCAAs, fermentation from glucose. So no animal products involved.
Why not just eat meat? Why do you have to go through all of this shit?
You can supplement with those. You can have higher leucine plant sources like soy, lentils, peanuts.
Yeah, soy, lentils, peanuts. Yes, I'm a slave in the 21st century. I don't have access to meat. Like in the past, they had no access because they were slaves. You know, nobody fed them any meat. And now you have them. They're in every convenience store. Fuck. You can buy a steak on every corner store, but no. In the 21st century, we want to eat nuts and peanuts and lentils and shit. Get it? Because we're slaves. We want to eat the slave food diet still because we still see ourselves as slaves. Okay.
Soy, a lot of people are scared of. I'm not. I still don't think you should eat an abundance of it. So another option is, what if you combine brown rice?
I love him. I don't think you should eat abundance of the slave food diet.
Pea, and you actually added the branched chain amino acids, and you spiked the protein account.
You actually added the branched chain amino acids. Well, you could buy animal protein, right? Or animal amino acids and just eat them, right? Pop these pills. Okay.
The amino acid profile, while not counting that in the protein count, because that's amino spiking. Ambrosia planta does that. Ambrosia planta has brown rice and pea and sunflower.
Oh my God, is this a commercial now? He's selling this stuff? My God, that's why.
Plus, we have these beautiful amino acids to make the amino acid profile perfect for you.
Okay.
But if you don't want to buy planta, that's fine. There are ways around it, but that's the easy thing. Hawk, dude, he's having that for like 4 of his protein servings a day. So that's why he's making the gains. I'm saying there are other ways to do it, but we have the cheat code. But the bottom line is the study is pretty clear.
Yeah, he gets the 9 essential amino acids. Okay. What about the other nutrients that like omega-3? You're not getting omega-3. You're not getting, I think, calcium, iodine, zinc. There's so many other nutrients that you're not getting in this stupid vegan diet. Omega-3s are very important.
Pretty clear, vegans aren't getting enough amino acids they need.
They are.
So, bottom line.
Yeah, they aren't getting enough, so they're in negative nitrogen balance. So how the hell could they build a muscle?
If you're vegan and you're training hard, you're already playing the game on hard mode. You have to focus on supplementation, vitamin D, vitamin B12. Those are lacking in a vegan diet. But remember, total protein matters.
Yeah.
It's the amino acid profile, amino acid quality that matters more. So you need to get those amino acids in. So don't leave those games on the table, and definitely don't become catabolic. And for my non-vegan homies,
of course
don't take your steak and eggs for granted, dude. Animal proteins still dominate when it comes to the hierarchy of protein. So if you're eating meat, you're good to go. Me, I personally drink about 6 scoops of ambrosia planta a day. I'll usually sip it between my meals. I usually keep it right here in my shaker cup. Got a little cookies and cream in that bad boy right there.
Damn.
And I'm good to go. But let me know your thoughts. If you're a vegan, does this help you? If you're not a vegan, does this help you? Have you ever been a vegan and you didn't make gains? Do you think maybe if you listened to this video before you became a vegan, you would have made gains?
Maybe.
Anyway, I have low self-esteem. So I need you guys to like this video because it makes me feel good. Comment down below. I don't care what you say. Just comment something. Say Mark has a big nose. Say Mark has small arms. Mark has small calves. Mark yells in the microphone too much. Mark has rusty fenders on his bicycle. Whatever you want to say it down below and go to
That's what happens when you go vegan. So low self-esteem. It's associated with a lot of bad things like depression, you name it. Low energy.
TigerFitness.com. Support us, please.
Yes.
TigerFitness.com. Coupon code MAHA. Save 10%. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Mark Globiner. Appreciate you guys. Again, I love you. If you need to get a hold of me, Mark, M-A-R-C at TigerFitness.com. Comment down below. I do my best to respond to every comment. I'm Mark Globiner. That is not a game.
All right, friend.
If you're like me, you have trouble getting in a gram of protein per pound of body.
Okay, I guess he's trying. This is now it's his commercial thing. He's gonna try to sell this planter stuff. Whatever. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Wait, it's a lot.
Let's see.
The shaker couples
Shaker.
amazing in coffee, and this one is all natural. No.
Yep, he's selling that planter stuff. It's always business. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Don't you think about that? Like, subscribe, support the channel. Veganism. I told you, it's a cult. It's not based on health. It's not based on anything. It's just bullshit. People in the 21st century have still enslaved themselves. They think they're slaves. Very delusional. See you later, man.